Former Penn State football player says head coach James Franklin retaliated against him after he reported violent hazing by other members of the team.
That's the claim in a civil lawsuit filed by the player against Franklin, the university, and a current Nittany Lion player. 6 News investigative reporter Crispin Havener has been looking into the lawsuit and joins us with what we know right now. Crispin?
Jen and Tim, good evening. This federal lawsuit that was filed today alleges Isaiah Humphries told Coach Franklin and the staff about several cases where he or other players were sexually harassed and bullied by other teammates. But he says Franklin, the coaching staff, and players punished him for coming forward.
I'm hoping that another student athlete doesn't have to go through, experience this bullying and this harassment that my client had to go through.
Retaliation, hazing, sexual harassment. One player saying, quote, "I'm going to Sandusky you." Just some of the allegations in the lawsuit filed by ex-player Isaiah Humphries Tuesday. The names Penn State University, head coach James Franklin, and current player Damion Barber as defendants.
For a young man in his position who's being bullied and who is being harassed and who's being essentially emasculated by stronger, bigger players on the team, it takes significant courage to come forward.
According to the civil complaint, Humphries alleges that Barber and 3 other players hazed lower-classmen members of the football team as part of an initiation into the football program. The lawsuit alleges the hazing rituals included wrestling victims to the ground and rubbing their private parts in the victims' faces. Humphries claims he and his father, former Penn State and NFL player Leonard Humphries, complained about the alleged hazing in 2018, but at the time were ignored.
In order to avoid scandal, the coaching staff, at least in this circumstance, as it involves my client, decided not to take an overt step and report it.
Humphries' lawyer Steve Marino said his client was ordered to perform football drills the coaches knew he would fail and that the players turned against him.
It seemed to me they wanted him to resign his scholarship because they considered him a troublemaker.
Which Humphries did. He is now enrolled with the University of California at Berkeley. 6 News reported last April, several months after Humphries left Penn State, that an alert was circulated on campus about an investigation at the Lash Building, which is the football team headquarters, about reports of indecent assaults. The police report was eventually reviewed by the Center County District Attorney's Office. They confirmed the decision not to file any criminal charges in the case. Humphries' lawyer said his client did not report his allegations to police, but did take part in the university's investigation that he says led to Barber being prosecuted by the Office of Sexual Misconduct Prevention and Response. Marino says in spite of past scandals that have engulfed Penn State, there is a culture in the football locker room that needs to be changed.
He wants the nation to understand what he went through. He doesn't want other athletes to have to suffer this same behavior.